Farmstrong is a joint initiative between rural insurer FMG and the Mental Health Foundation and sees advice being made available via a website, through workshops or other organised events. The project takes a different approach to wellbeing in rural communities in that it focuses on wellness, not illness.
The idea started a couple of years ago. We got some funding from the Movember Foundation through the Mental Health Foundation and started engaging with a lot of farming organisations around the health and wellbeing of farmers. There was a lot of interest in a program that would really promote the things that you can do to help you stay on top of things. You know, not to be the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff, but to actually, you know, what are the things, just the daily habits that you can integrate into a complex farming business that are about your wellbeing, the wellbeing of a farmer. We did a survey of over 400 farmers, and what was really struck us through that survey was that a lot of farmers, it's become quite a complex business that draws a lot, not just on your physical tasks that you need to do, but actually on a lot of the mental decisions that you need to make. You know, the farmers were saying to us they're team managers. They're managing quite, they're needing to get their head around the whole IT thing. There's issues like succession planning. What farmers were saying is that those things have become real challenges, you know, to their own health and wellbeing. What we've done through Farmstrong is develop a few initiatives over the next 12 months, and we really are starting. It's a new program. What farmers said to us is first, there was topics that they were quite interested in, and so we've pulled together a lot of information and resources and tools related to those topics. So it's things like how farmers are getting off the farm, how farmers are dealing with, you know, large workloads and some of the stress and fatigue, issues around even just sleeping patterns, how to get exercise, you know, when you're in a really busy day. We know that even if you're just doing some level of exercise on a daily basis, that can actually make quite a significant difference to how you're feeling and how you're dealing with some of life's challenges. Nutrition. Farmers were pretty interested in topics around nutrition. So we've pulled together a lot of really good information, and that's sitting on the Farmstrong website. We've partnered with Dr. Tom Mulholland, who's he's an author and a medical doctor, who set up an organisation called the Healthy Thinking Institute. And what we're really sharing is just some very practical tools that you can use to deal with some of the things that trigger stress, the things that trigger things that make you really angry. But there's actually some quite simple thinking tools that you can use to deal with those situations.
So we're heading from Stratford to Taumarunui, and we're going to do a pop-up clinic at Whangamomana and call in and do some health checks on old Gordy Slater, a mate of mine, the ex-All Black, and then we're going to be teaching some healthy thinking at field days.
Any particular?
Healthy thinking is like fertiliser for the mind. So it's a set of tools to change emotions, attitudes, beliefs and essentially behaviour. Healthy thinking can be applied to a rural perspective pretty easily because farmers get it. So farmers are used to having to use tools and have a process. They need to get the milk from the cow through the vat and into the milk truck, right? So healthy thinking is just the same. It's just breaking down the bits of things like thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and giving them a real structured and easy tool set that they can use and apply, just like fertiliser. Well, you can't control things off the farm, like the weather, the payout, volatility, but you can control to a certain extent things on the farm, like your stock, and they're used to that. But the thing you mostly control is what's going on between your ears, like your top paddock. So that can cause problems if you've got too many weeds in it. So really it's working out how the top paddock works, right? So just like you've got soil moisture and then you've got grass, I mean, it's the same thing between our ears and we have weeds. So it's like saying, well, thoughts create emotions, which then create consequences or benefits, depending on whether you've got healthy thoughts or unhealthy thoughts. So you can't change the things off the farm. The only thing you can change is your attitude towards them. So we talk about attitudes, and people say, oh, how do you change your attitude? We've got an actual process and a psychometric test for it, and farmers can see this and go, okay, well, maybe I'm this kind of cow, maybe I need to be a different kind of cow, or I'm this kind of sheep, I can change into this kind of sheep. So yeah, it's like changing your perspective on things.
We're share milking on this farm here, which is 180 hectares, which we're pig milking 420 cows. With starting to be involved in Farmstrong, like my initial thought was, you know, farmers we're strong physical people that, you know, doing plenty of physical work, unlike the city folk, you know. when you actually look at the statistics, we're actually pretty bad and unhealthy in that sense. And we've also, you know, everyone seems to keep things bottled in and probably doesn't deal with the mental stresses of farming that well. And so when I got involved in Farmstrong, I've actually, basically gone through the process of finding out that, you know, what we need to do and how we need to be more physically stronger and also stronger mentally as well, able to deal with stress and stuff like that.
So then we'll do spray out that in the first block, and then with the grant that the Regional Council are offering, we'll be able to plant all that up.
Dr. Tom runs this healthy thinking, and it's about you've got these triggers in life which set up these thoughts, and quite often your thoughts that you'll have will be not true or negative based, and then that creates stress from there. So what Dr. Tom's come up with is this formula to actually process these items that come up, and then you can put things into better perspective and change your attitude towards them.
Well, does that link up with that one then?
With the way the payout's been continually dropping and things are getting pretty tough, we've got cash flow's probably half of what it was last year. You know, we're under constant pressures now, and you know, your immediate thought is not that the payout's down, but what you're thinking about the payout. You know, are you going to be able to survive through this tough times? Is the bank going to come and close you up because your debt's too high? But you know, a healthy thinking's given me a way to actually go, well, no, actually that thought's not true. I am going to survive, and I'm going to make the most of it. You know, what are things I can do to make myself, you know, mentally strong.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.